Everybody, hope you're doing well. Right off the bat, I just want to apologize for my voice. Been sick for the past couple days. I also want to let you guys know that obviously in no way am I a woodworking professional, and you'll see that in this video. I made quite a few mistakes, but still decided to go ahead and make this video. It's more of just me building something for the first time, so feel free to let me know in the comments down below tips and tricks on stuff that you guys have done if you've built something before. If you'd like to see more of these types of videos in the future, please let me know. I can go ahead and make some more stuff. And I still have lots of ideas of what I want to do to include more stuff to this desk, as well as some stuff for audio equipment. So just go ahead and let me know what you'd like to see in the comments down below. And let's get into this thing. So this project was supposed to be two 2x10s, but I couldn't find any when I went to Home Depot, so I went ahead with 5 2x6s, making the dimensions still 72 by 30. What I did first is raise the blade slightly higher than the boards. I was stupid here. I should have just used a measuring tape. It would have been much easier to measure the distance. But all I'm doing is going ahead and taking off all the rounded edges on the boards. That way it makes it a little bit cleaner. I actually went ahead and didn't take off as much, just because I wanted it to still kind of have that like barn style, like a reclaimed lumber look. You also want to make sure you check your boards at the store. I didn't, and I went ahead, as you can see here, and I had a damaged board, but I went ahead and used it anyway because it was just all I had. So after I had all the boards cleaned up, I went ahead and laid them in the grain pattern that I wanted, and then I started measuring out the pocket holes. That's how we're going to join the boards together. I started on 4 inches on both sides and placed a hole every 6 inches for the first one. Then I noticed that is a lot of pocket holes, so I went ahead and cut it down, and I started doing it every 8 inches, and it worked pretty decently. I went ahead and labeled the boards from there. That way I knew in which order and what was the bottom. Then I got the drill bit ready for the depth of my boards for the pocket hole jig. And I went ahead and clamped everything up and started drilling the holes for the pocket holes. Alright, from here I went and got the Titebond wood glue to start the gluing process. This is where I made a mistake trying to put glue on all of them all at once. Next time I will definitely put glue on one board at a time. That way I'm not trying to rush to get all the glue, all the boards mated together. And I went ahead and clamped them together. This is where I made another mistake. I didn't have cauls, and essentially what cauls are is you'll put them on opposite sides of the tabletop to avoid having this where one board's higher than the other. This caused me to have to sand a lot. I actually cut out a lot of the sanding just because of how long it was. But I went ahead and tried to fix this with a rubber mallet. It just wasn't going anywhere. I should have just used cauls. But after I had that set up and clamped, I let the glue dry for a little bit and went and applied the pocket hole screws. And then right after that, I went and cut down the table to its final dimensions. As you can see, I was stupid enough to not measure from the right side, and the motor kept getting in the way of the clamp, so I had to take it off, but it still came out to the correct dimensions. After that, I moved on to getting everything ready for the sanding process. Obviously, you're going to want to make sure your tools aren't turned on. when you plug them in, because I'm an idiot and I didn't check that, and the sander started going crazy. So that went ahead and took us into day 2, which started with sanding to go ahead and get the top ready. Like I said before, I had to sand a lot just because nothing was set up evenly, so that kind of caused some problems. After I got the sanding done, I went ahead and took a 1/4 inch roundover bit and rounded over all the edges to give it that nice, clean look. It also helps so the corner of the desk isn't digging into your wrists. After that, I cleaned everything off with mineral spirits and some air. And for the stain, we went ahead and used some Behr ebony stain. This is where I made a really bad mistake, and I did not apply enough stain on the bottom. This is my first time staining anything, and I didn't have enough stain to wipe it off, so it just soaked. I couldn't take it off. But I, paid attention for the top, and the top I applied enough for me to wipe off. So I coated the top, let it sit for about 5-10 minutes, and went ahead and wiped it all down, and I think it came out beautifully. For the finishing coat is going to be matte polyurethane from Behr again, and this one I went ahead and applied 2 coats, but I was dumb enough not to sand in between coats. I learned my lesson, and next time I do anything with that polyurethane, I'll go ahead and sand in between each coat to give it a nicer finish. Alright guys, that's it when it comes to building it, so let's go ahead and take a look at the final product. Even with all the mistakes I made, I feel like it came out very nice. The finish came out beautiful after I corrected the mistake that I made on the bottom of it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you now what happens since I didn't use cauls to push everything down together. I'll show you now. As you can tell, it's bowing quite a bit. It actually has gotten worse since the first time I put it on. First time when I put it onto the desk stand, I noticed it was a little wobbly. It has gotten significantly worse. So if anybody can tell me why that's happening, please leave a comment down below. That way, for the next time, I might end up remaking this desk, and the next time I can, fix that issue. All in all, it's still not bad for my first time ever building anything. So, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of this. The next video is probably going to be a gaming video, and then I should have another guitar cover coming out very, very soon. I'm getting ready to buy some more equipment. Leave any suggestions down below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.